Next item on the agenda is a public hearing regarding adoption of the comprehensive plan. Okay. We have a resolution before us. What do we need just to open to comment first, or do we put the resolution out there?
What I would recommend is some information for the public on what went on with the comprehensive plan. You can certainly make the motion and open it to public comment after the motion is made, but we do need to make sure that we have an opportunity for public comment and some information to be provided to the public for the basis of the adoption of the amended comprehensive plan.
Do you want to do that?
Sure. Thank you. You know, if I may, just prior to beginning, if I could just give a little background on the process as far as advertising, and to just confirm on the record that a resolution was approved for advertising and was in fact advertised with the Bucks County Advance on May 20 and May 27 of 2010. A full and complete copy of the resolution along with the proposed amended comprehensive plan was provided to and available to the public at the offices of the Bucks County Advance, as well as the Bucks County Law Library where it was filed, and as well as the Newtown Borough offices. So we have complied with the requirements of the municipality's planning code, and the current hearing will comply with Section 302B of that code that requires a public hearing before adoption of an amended comprehensive plan.
Okay.
The Planning Commission started a current review of the borough's comprehensive plan probably 2 years ago. It seems like 10 years ago. I see nodding heads, yes, seems like 10 years ago. And the comprehensive plan, for those who have heard the phrase but are not real familiar with it, is basically a periodic review, investigation, and study of the borough's land uses and the nature of how the town operates and how can you best plan for it for the future, considering what's occurred since the last comprehensive plan. In Newtown Borough, the borough's comprehensive plan was last adopted in 1999, so we're a little more than 10 years later with the new one. I think it's instructive or maybe helpful to look at the resolution itself, which is being considered this evening, because it in some bullet points identifies the issues and goals which were considered with this particular comprehensive plan. We're talking about adoption. And for those who still want to see it, this is a copy of it. It's at Borough Hall. You can also obtain your own copy. And is it on the website? And it's also on the website still. So it's something to take a look at, peruse, at least get familiar as far as format and purpose. But the things that are identified as issues and goals in consideration of this comprehensive plan are as follows. The first is preserving and enhancing the history, architecture, and charm of the borough and its building stock. So that's a recognition of the appreciation of Newtown being an historical borough and the value we place in its character in that regard. The second is maintaining and enhancing the walkability of the borough. And I'm mindful of the gentleman who spoke earlier about pedestrian safety. You can't have a borough that's walkable unless it's safe. So pedestrian safety certainly is part of that, but also looking at ways to have people walk places instead of drive. So that's a second bullet point of great interest for the current comprehensive plan. The third is balancing the need for parking with the need to maintain the historic character and charm of the borough, and trying to reduce impact on borough streets and neighborhoods of traffic generated outside the borough. I see people in the room tonight who can identify that every single day. So that's an ongoing concern for the Planning Commission and this council with this comprehensive plan. The fourth point is maintaining the economic vitality of the borough while keeping the small town character and encouraging businesses that serve its residents. Some of our older residents harken back to the days when you really didn't have to get in the car at all for days to get anything you wanted. You could walk down the State Street or Sycamore Street or some combination and be able to really have everything you needed. So there's a mindfulness of the value in that as we go forward. Fifth point is protecting natural features, retaining open spaces, and promoting new ones in the face of development pressures. So there's an emphasis, a concern for looking for areas that we can be using for recreation, be it passive or active in the future. And then the last one is, next to the last one, is maintaining the quality of life, sense of community, and human interaction between the boroughs. So these are all things which were looked at and found to be of great value as goals for the current comprehensive plan. And what we're looking at tonight is adopting this plan as really the roadmap going forward for the next 10 years. If you have a chance, take a look at it, but that's a quick summary of those items which were emphasized in the Planning Commission's work over the past several years.
This time I'll ask for public comment. If anyone wishes to be heard regarding passing the comprehensive plan or adopting the comprehensive plan.
I'm in favor of it. Bill Heineman, 35 North Chancellor Street, and member of the Planning Commission. And please do this. When Mike said feels like we've been working on this for about 10 years, in a way we have, because pretty much no sooner than the last one was approved, it already started to need to be changed as discoveries were made, things changed, the context for the whole borough evolved over the last 10 years. We've been working on this version for, I think, about 18 months, something like that. It's been through a lot of process now, and I think it's important. A number of our discussions on Planning Commission, even as late as last night where we were talking with the consultants about the TND ordinance, you hear phrases like, well, the borough's comprehensive, and then they stop and they say, well, the comprehensive plan that's still waiting to be approved. And we've been hearing that for a while. It's time to approve it and for us to start using it. Thank you.
Does anyone else wish to be heard? Members of council?
I don't know where this belongs, but going back to the original process that started a couple of years ago, one of the comments, Mike, I think you passed was that this is going to be a different process, that we're going to be holding elected officials and others responsible for the implementation of the comprehensive plan. And I don't know if this belongs in the resolution or another motion is appropriate, but I think it'd be incumbent upon this council, recognizing changes may be occurring in the next 2 years, to identify one who is responsible for the oversight and reporting back to council regarding the activities and implementation of aspects of the comprehensive plan, which, to Bill's point, a lot of hard work's been done to it. And number two, Gerard and I have been working for the last 2.5 years in the budget process, and I don't recall ever receiving any type of request for budgeted dollars to implement aspects of the comprehensive plan. So I think we need to have someone on point who will have responsibility to come to council and to reflect upon dollars and cents that we may need to implement certain aspects of this. It's not in the resolution. I don't know if it belongs in the resolution, but I think we'd be remiss if we didn't address that. And then the last thing is, I think on a regular basis, whether it's once a quarter or once every 6 months, we should have a report coming in from either the chairman of the Planning Commission or the liaison to the Planning Commission, if anything's been done. I don't think we've had that opportunity over the last couple of years. So to that extent, I think we need to address those items.
We could do that as a separate motion. Yeah, I think it would be appropriate to do that as a separate motion.